Stavakaya ca dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Stavakaya ca dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Avatar Varishtaya Ramakrishna Te Namah Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityormamritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God incarnate, the personification of love and compassion, who showed practical spirituality to the humanity, who integrated all the religions of the world and established peace and harmony amongst various religions. Who gave hope and assurance for all the spiritual seekers of the world. In this unique incarnation, Sri Ramakrishna demonstrated the remarkable, unique power of the Divine Mother. Without the power of the Divine Mother, even a blade of grass cannot move. Everything is done by the supreme will of the Divine Mother. She is the creator, sustainer of the whole universe. And finally, she brings dissolution of her own creation in order to start a new one. Without the grace of the Divine Mother, your spiritual realization is incomplete. So, it is very essential to know exactly the significance of the divine power. Mother is absolutely real. She is eternal. Sanatani Brahmaswarupa. She is Parabrahman herself. The uniqueness of the Divine Mother is the power. Brahman himself cannot create this universe without taking the help of the divine power. And that divine power is the Divine Mother. Nitya and Leela. One is absolute, another is relative. Both are the two aspects of the divine. Sri Ramakrishna realized both these aspects. He underwent remarkable spiritual disciplines, and finally he declared that God is formless. It is true. And God is with infinite forms. That's also true. Both are true. Explaining this phenomenon, Sri Ramakrishna gives an example of water. It has no particular form as such, but ice has. Different shapes of ice blocks we could see. In the same way, Satchidananda, the ever-existence knowledge bliss absolute, gets condensed as it were through love and devotion and assumes various forms like those ice blocks. He whom the Vedas, the holy scriptures, call as Brahman, Sri Ramakrishna says, I call that very principle as Divine Mother. This statement has been made by his own realization. It is not simply imagination, not simply talking about. He did see Mother, he did see the divine power. And he showed that Divine Mother to the sincere spiritual aspirants. Swami Vivekananda could talk with Divine Mother by the grace of Sri Ramakrishna. Through Sri Ramakrishna's grace, he was able to comprehend the power of the Divine Mother. So let us not have any contradictions or conflicts about this fact. If Brahman is real, his power also is real. They are inseparable. Fire and its power to burn. You can't separate them. Sun and its rays, you can't separate them. It is very important to know this. As long as we are born in this world as some beings, It is very essential to realize Divine Mother. Without that, even your realization of Brahman is incomplete. Probably you might have read the famous incident in Sri Ramakrishna's life. After having realized various religious disciplines, finally, one great saint by name Totapuri came to Dakshineshwar by the supreme will of the Divine Mother, which he did not know. He had come to Dakshineshwar. Well-built body, who did not know what disease means, full of Brahma Tejas, full of vitality, not a drop of his vital energy is leaked anyway, perfectly pure in his thoughts, in his actions. 40 years he underwent rigorous discipline and finally got the experience of Brahman, what we call Brahma Sakshatkar. Which is said to be the final realization in Advaita, one without a second. So, a great saint of such eminence, he has come to Dakshineshwar. He saw Sri Ramakrishna there. Even before talking, just by seeing him, he was thrilled. Why? For the first time he is seeing a very great personality as Sri Ramakrishna, whose face was like that of a child. Extremely simple, full of cheerfulness, full of spiritual glow. The whole personality was shining, as it were, like millions of suns. A spiritual aura had surrounded the personality of Sri Ramakrishna. Totapuri saw him. He was amazed. He had not seen such a person anywhere. He thought, here is a person to whom I should initiate. I should teach him Advaita, non-dual philosophy. I want to make him realize that absolute truth, Parabrahman. So, anyway, the story is going in great detail. I am not going to the details of the story. Totapuri initiated Sri Ramakrishna and asked him to meditate. He sat for meditation. Just in 3 days, he got the realization of the Brahman, for which Totapuri had to struggle for 40 years. Just in 3 days, Sri Ramakrishna got it. Totapuri was immensely pleased. Immensely pleased to have such a remarkable disciple. And he loved to live with Sri Ramakrishna for a few days more. Again, that is the will of the Divine Mother, which Totapuri did not know. One day, Totapuri saw Sri Ramakrishna walking, singing, clapping his hands in great joy. Totapuri, a great saint of great intellect, what does he know about this fine sentiments of love? He had no that experience. He saw Sri Ramakrishna shedding tears. It all looked funny to Totapuri. What? What are you doing? Why are you clapping your hands? Are you making rotis? Chapatis? After the realization of Brahman, what is it you are doing? What is this dancing, singing, all these things? He is making a fun of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna just looked at him. That was enough. Great people have got many ways of initiating the spiritual seekers. Sri Ramakrishna just looked at him, meaning you will know in course of time, my Divine Mother. That was the meaning. And he never stopped clapping hands just because Totapuri told that way. Then suddenly Totapuri developed intense stomach pain. Since 40 years he didn't have any kind of pain or disease. He didn't know anything about it. For the first time in his life, a man of such robust health, he is having intense stomach pain. It was horrible for him. First he thought probably because of some food, it might have caused irritation in the stomach. But no, it is persisting. Then he came to Sri Ramakrishna's room just to tell him about that. As soon as he entered Sri Ramakrishna's room, to his surprise, he found that his pain subsided for the time being. It is a great relief for him to be with Sri Ramakrishna without any stomach pain. But as soon as he left Sri Ramakrishna's room and went towards his own cottage, again that pain came from somewhere. Nobody knows from where it came. It has come again. So It was too much for Totapuri to bear. He said, what is this? I have realized Parabrahman. I am very definite about my realization. I am not at all this body. In meditation I have withdrawn from this body. I have totally disidentified with this body, with this mind. So why should I bother about this? Let me sit in meditation. He was an adept in meditation. He sat for meditation, but he could not sit in meditation even 1 minute because the pain is pulling him down. What meditation can he do? What willpower can he use? The pain is so intense. Then he wondered, what happened to me? Why is this happening? I am very much aware of the absolute truth. Why should I cling on to this body-mind? Let me cast off this. So with this determination, he wanted to cast off this body in the holy river Ganga. Probably you might have seen in Calcutta how Ganga flows just before joining the ocean. Ganga itself looks like a small ocean. Coming from Benares. So, he wanted to get rid of this body. With that idea, he entered into Ganges. It is so vast. I told you it was like small ocean. This Totapuri was walking through the waters of Ganga. He has almost reached the other shore. He was not drowned at all. That was extremely surprising to him. What is this? This Ganga, which is several hundreds of feet depth, he is not able to drown this body. For the first time, he is expressing tremendous surprise. What is this wonderful power? First time I am seeing this. Even to cast off my body, I have no power. I can't do anything. What strange divine Maya is this? So, when he was wondering like this, what strange, unheard of play of God, immediately someone, as it were, from within, pulled off the veil over his intellect. Immediately Totapuri was dazzled by a bright light. He is standing in the waters and seeing the blissful form of the Divine Mother. First time in his life he is shouting, Mother, Mother, Mother. Everywhere, Mother. And he is spontaneously praising her. Mother, thou art the origin of the whole universe. Thou art unthinkable power. Thou art in land, thou art in water. The body is mother, mind is mother. Illness is mother, and health is mother. Knowledge is mother, ignorance is mother. Life is mother and death is mother. Everything I see, everything I hear, everything I think about or imagine is nothing but mother, mother, mother. She makes nay of ye and ye of nay. He was blessed by this most ecstatic experience. Of course, by the divine grace of Sri Ramakrishna. Because Totapuri made Sri Ramakrishna realize Parabrahman, and Sri Ramakrishna made him realize the power of the Brahman. As long as we are in this body, we have no power to be free from her influence. Not even to die until and unless she wills. It is that mother who is beyond body, beyond mind, beyond intellect, beyond everything, the substratum of the whole creation. What you call Parabrahman is nothing but the same Divine Mother. She is Trigunatmika. At the same time she is Nirgun. Nirguna Brahman. Saguna Brahman. Both are she. So, Shiva and Shakti, they ever exist, always. Brahman and Shakti are one and the same. That was how a great Jnana Yogi, Totapuri, realized the power of the Divine Mother. Sri Ramakrishna, how did he experience that? You know, he underwent spiritual disciplines for 12 years. Finally, he got the vision of the Divine Mother. He saw everything filled up by the consciousness of the Mother. He lost his outward consciousness. He attained Samadhi. That wonderful experience of seeing Divine Mother in full bliss, it remained with Sri Ramakrishna for many days. The truth was well established in him. So we find when he was talking to disciples, many times Sri Ramakrishna remarking, who is there here? Who is it that you are looking in me? It is Mother herself. Meaning, there is no difference between Sri Ramakrishna and the Divine Mother. Divine Mother and Sri Ramakrishna are one and the same. There are many ways to know this wonderful power of Divine Mother. Once Shankaracharya, a great intellect, who has written commentaries on the Prasthana Traya, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads and Brahma Sutras, incarnation of Lord Shiva, he was passing through a street in Benares. A dead body was lying there on the street. One lady was there by the side of it. She was crying. Probably she had tremendous love towards her husband, so she was trying to recollect her experiences with her husband. And she was very sorry to see that husband was no more alive. When Shankaracharya ji was coming on that way, from a distance he asked the people to remove the dead body. Immediately the woman who was sitting by the side of it, she said, "Why? Why are you asking somebody to remove the body? You may ask the body to move away." For the first time Shankaracharya has been confronted this way. He has defeated many people and many had become Shankaracharya's disciples. Here is a lady who is now giving a challenge to him, as it were. "You ask the body to move away," she said. Shankaracharya replied, "What? Has the dead body any power to move of itself?" Then the lady said, "If it is not possible for a tiny body to move without power, how do you hold the view that this whole universe moves without the power behind it? How do you hold the view that this whole universe moves without a power behind it?" That was enough. Shankaracharya was awakened, as it were, to the knowledge that there is such a thing as divine power and the world is nothing but her play. So this knowledge was necessary for, unless the man of realization is on the threshold of reality and has at least the partial realization of the reality of the world, he can't do any work even for the spiritual regeneration of the society. After this wonderful vision, Sri Shankaracharya sang Saundarya Lahari, the famous Sanskrit hymn on Divine Mother. It's remarkable, full of spiritual power. Shivasaktya yukto yadi bhavati shaktah prabhavitum nachedevam devo nakhalu kuchala spanditumapi. The meaning of this is that, does Shiva have any power to create? It is only when he becomes associated with Shakti. He is able to create. Otherwise, he is not even capable of movement. Without Shakti, Purush is static. With Shakti, with that divine power, he becomes dynamic. All our activities, all our dynamism, all our vanity, all the boastfulness, etc., they are all because of the divine power. There is a famous incident when Swami Vivekananda was undergoing terrible suffering in the home. His previous name was Narendranath. He was the son of a great attorney. Suddenly, father passed away. Immediately, all troubles began to come. He was the eldest son of the family. He ran after the job. He couldn't find any job for himself. People were starving in the home. Very difficult to get even morsel of food. Terrible suffering it was. Many even tempted Narendranath. Why you are suffering like this? Come on, you marry such and such a person. You will get lot of wealth. You can live nicely afterwards. That was a crucial test for Narendranath. But he never entertained that idea anymore. Then finally he thought, why not I go and pray Sri Ramakrishna to remove my suffering? He talks with Divine Mother. Why not he ask the Divine Mother to remove all my suffering in the home? So he went there and appealed to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna was full of love and compassion. My child, why are you suffering like this? Why are you asking me to pray Mother on your behalf? Why do you want proxy? You yourself can go and ask the mother. She is always ready to give anything, whatever the child asks. She is full of love, full of kindness. Go. Tonight is very auspicious day. It is Tuesday, Mother's Day. Go. Ask her. Whatever you want to ask. Sri Ramakrishna told in such a way, Narendranath said, all right, let me go. Hitherto, Narendranath had not accepted Divine Mother. Just as Totapuri was ridiculing Maya, Narendranath was not accepting Divine Mother because he was under the influence of Brahma Samaj. who were practicing non-dual, formless aspect of God. For the first time in his life, he has to face this situation. There is no way. He wants to get rid of suffering. He needs some help. Where to get that help? Go to the Divine Mother. Nobody can help you. Nobody in this universe can help you. Sri Ramakrishna is telling. Sri Ramakrishna, who had seen Mother, who was talking with Mother almost every day, he told him, go to the Mother. Then he, for the first time, is accepting the Divine Mother. Yes, I must go. And he went. Again by the supreme love of Sri Ramakrishna, by the grace of Sri Ramakrishna, what did Narendranath see there? Mother's fully alive in the image. Fully alive, fully conscious, smiling, full of bliss, giving darshan to Narendranath, for which Sri Ramakrishna had to struggle for 12 years to have the vision of Divine Mother. Now Narendranath got the vision of Divine Mother just in a second by the grace of Sri Ramakrishna. And Mother herself is starting to talk. My dear child, what do you want? You are coming to me asking for something. Please do ask. Don't hesitate. When Swami Vivekananda, that is Narendranath, when he saw Divine Mother, his whole personality got transformed. First of all, you must know that what personality he was. Perfectly pure in every sense of the term. And so he had the necessary qualification to have the vision of Divine Mother. He melted down completely. When she put him question directly, ask for anything you want. He could have asked for anything, and Mother could have given anything. She could create even if it is not there, if the disciple wants it. That is the power of the Mother. And Narendranath, when he saw, Mother, what do I need? To be with you has given me immense satisfaction. And I have become blessed. But if you insist on giving me something, then I shall ask for it. That is, give me jnana, bhakti, viveka, vairagya. Give me knowledge, give me devotion, give me dispassion, give me discrimination. That's all. Mother said, all right, you will have it. Fine. Then he went back. Sri Ramakrishna was waiting. Did you ask Mother to remove your sufferings in the home? Oh, Swamiji, I didn't ask that. Then what did you ask? I asked this Jnana Bhakti Vivek. What a fool you are. You are suffering so much in the home, and you are asking Mother to give Jnana Bhakti Vivek Vairagya. Go again. Second time he sent. Second time also He could not ask anything that is worldly. Just he repeated the same thing what he asked for in the beginning. For the third time also, Sri Ramakrishna pushed him. Go, this time, go with a strong determination and ask. Don't forget. With full determination he is going there. But again, where is the determination? Everything goes. Again he is asking for Jnana Bhakti Vivek Vairagya. Then finally Sri Ramakrishna told, well, by the grace of Mother, everything will be all right in your home. Don't worry about that. So Mother showed her completely blessed. Mother has got different aspects. She is the personification of love itself. At the same time, she is terrible too. Why? Because she is terrible for those who are wicked, those who do not carry on the duties of their life, those who torment the people. Mother uses that power. As the beautiful Tripura Sundari, she creates, and as the terrific Kali, she destroys. Evil perishes by the law of self-destruction, which is executed by Mahamaya, the power of the divine. Her destructiveness follows from her redemptive graciousness. When she hurls the wicked ones into destruction, what she is actually doing? It is nothing but she is destroying the evil principle in them. She is just removing the poison in them. Lord Krishna had to dance on Kalinga Sarpa. He trampled on the head of the Kalinga so that Kalinga Sarpa may get rid of all its wickedness. So that means people have to undergo a violent purification. One is to purify in a natural way. If that is not followed, then you are forced to purify yourself. So the mother's violence is an act of mercy to the victims also. So this is called divine destructiveness. Mother has got infinite ways of showing her divine power. Probably you might have heard of a great saint, a mystic saint, Ram Prasad. He has composed several hundred songs on the glory of Mother. He cherished profound love towards Divine Mother, and he had number of visions. One day, he was mending the bamboo fencing around his home. He needed an helper to turn back the thin rope from the other side of the fencing. While he was working, he was singing happily on Divine Mother. So he thought his daughter might come to help him in the work. Anyway, his mind was engaged in singing songs on Mother. So he found the help came from the other side. Somebody was tying the knots of the fencing. And Ram Prasad was very joyful. He was like a child. After some time, his daughter came, and she was very much surprised to see the progress of the work. So the father came to know that the daughter did not come there to help him, but she was engaged in some work in the home itself. Then Ram Prasad realized that Divine Mother on whom he was singing, she herself had come in the guise of his daughter to bless him. So he became ecstatic and composed a beautiful song immortalizing the event. In that song he says, "O mind, why are you away from the lotus feet of Mother? Think of Mother, O mind. Bind her with the rope of devotion. You will have liberation." You could not see her, O mind, in spite of the eyes. How unlucky are you? To play with her devotee's mother came in the form of his daughter and tied the fencing of his house. Whoever meditates on you with concentration will realize you, O Mother Divine. In his last moments, come once as his daughter and tie the fencing of Ram Prasad. This is the meaning of this song which he has composed in Bengali. So Mother graces the devotees in most wonderful way. Just we should turn our attention towards her. Just keep on doing spiritual sadhanas, not bringing the excuses, not telling always the world is more important than the Mother. If the world is more important, then you die with the world. Why do you come to me? If you hold God as important, then only God will come to you. Otherwise he will not. He is not bothered about you. If you are not bothering about God, why should God bother about you? He thinks, all right, my child is playing in the game, let him play. When he feels hungry, then he will come back and asks for food. Till then, keeps on playing, let him play. So, we are all playing in this world. But how nice it is, knowing that there is Divine Mother, if you play, your play itself will have tremendous meaning for you. Otherwise, play remains a play. So we have all come into this world to gain experience, to turn our attention to God, to turn to Divine Mother. Always pray to her. Do some spiritual sadhanas. Then engage yourself in whatever activities you are doing. Then you will enjoy immensely the grace of the Divine Mother. Sri Ramakrishna has said, in this present age, that Divine Mother, the Shakti of Parabrahman, has come in the form of Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi. So, in the month of December 14th, we are observing the birthday of Sri Sharda Devi, the personification of love and kindness. Holy Mother said, if you are in great distress, if you find nobody there to help you, just remember me. I will come and help you. What assurance Mother has given. So let us try to cherish these spiritual ideas, teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, and develop true love and devotion. Jnana, bhakti, both are important. Then only karma becomes nishkam karma. Without jnana and bhakti, karma leads you nowhere. Karma by itself has no power to lead you anywhere. On the other hand, it throws you into the ditch. Karma has that power. It has got negative power. But if you want to get the best result out of your karma, you must have jnana bhakti. Then only karma has meaning. Otherwise it is meaningless. So that is the glory of Divine Mother. And I shall conclude my talk with a small prayer to Mother. Sarvabhuta yada Devi bhukti mukti pradayini tvam stuta stutaye kava bhavantu paramoktayah sarvaswarupe sarveshe sarvashakti samanvite bhayebhyastrahino devi durge devi namostute. May the Divine Mother remove all fear from us. Let us pray to her for removing all the difficulties, sufferings in our life. She is the giver of all prosperity. She is the giver of liberation. Let us offer our salutations to the Divine Mother, the embodiment of love and compassion. Sahana bhavatu sahanau bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. May the Divine Supreme protect us. May He nourish us. May we work in harmony with great vigor. May our study be illuminating and fruitful. May we not hate each other. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.